guys, Felicia Washburn here. So I'm going to be doing a presentation on the interview process, what to wear, what to say, and what to prepare for the interview. So first up, we're going to talk about what to wear. You want to wear something that is dressy. So you want to wear, for girls, I would say a blazer and a shirt underneath, and some dressy pants would be suitable, or for guys, a suit. You don't want to wear jeans and a t-shirt or a tank top or anything like that. You also want to make sure that all your skin is covered. You do not want to look inappropriate. You want to look professional. You don't want to be showing stuff that you should not be showing. So just make sure everything is covered and you look really nice. Another thing is shoes. You want to make sure your toes are covered. You want closed-toed shoes. You don't want to wear sneakers. You don't want to wear flip-flops or sandals. You want to wear dressy shoes that look nice and look professional, but also are comfortable. You don't want to be going to an interview that you can't walk in and you trip and you fall. You don't want any of that. Now your hair is also a big thing. You want it to look presentable. If it's down, you want to make sure it's not crazy and all over the place. You want it to look professional, presentable. If it's up, you don't want it to look like you just threw it up there and went about your day. You want to give yourself plenty of time to make sure that you look presentable. So the next thing I want to talk about is preparing. Preparing for the interview is super important. Preparing for the interview is maybe the most important thing in the interview process, because you want to go there and be prepared and be confident in yourself and know what you're talking about and give the employer a good image of yourself all in all. So if you don't prepare and you go to the interview, then the interview is pretty much pointless because you look silly and they're not going to hire you. So you want to make sure you're prepared. So in the preparing process, you want to make sure you've researched the company. You want to know about the company. You want to know what they do. There's anything special about them. You want to know about it. Look them up on their website. Just research the company really well so that if anything comes up, like lots of employers like to ask you, why do you want to work for this company? You want to make sure you have an answer for that before you go to the interview, and you know what you're going to say and you say it confidently, and the employer believes you and you believe yourself, and that's the real reason why you want to be a part of the company. So another thing you want to do is research the position. You don't want to just apply for a position and have zero clue what you're talking about, or a position you just don't know anything about. You want to make sure that you've researched the requirements for the position and make sure that they work for what your success that you have and your skills that you have. So if the job requires Microsoft Office and that's something you're excellent in, you want to make sure you tell them that you have experience in Microsoft Office and you just really outline your strengths in the company. So another thing is to practice. Practice makes perfect. Like they all say, you want to practice with your friends or your family and tell them the questions that you're going to be saying, and they can tell you whether you sound silly or if you sound professional, but that way you have another person who's listening to you as well and you sound more confident in yourself. Being confident in yourself is super important. So another thing you can do is prepare for questions. So look up online questions that employers might ask. A few of them are, like I said earlier, why do you want to work for this company? Or what is your biggest weakness? Or what is your greatest strength? You want to make sure you can tell the employer those beforehand and you're not just coming up with them off the top of your head. You've really thought about it and you know what you're talking about. So, and the next step is the interview process. So in the interview process, like I said, you only get one first impression, so you want to make sure it's a great one. You want to be prepared, you want to look nice, and lastly, whenever you go to that interview, you want to show them the best of yourself, because if you only get a 20-minute interview and he's interviewing 20 people, you want to be the one that stands out and that they're really looking for. So in the interview process, we've got a couple of things listed here. You want to be polite and maintain a friendly smile. So you want to be someone that they know they can work with and that's polite, and you really want to show your personality, because it's all they're really looking for someone who can fit in with our team. So make sure you show your personality and you're nice and you show all the best parts of yourself. So another thing here we've got listed is focus on your strengths, which I've already said. It's important to focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses. Your strengths is what's going to get you the position, not your weaknesses. So you want to make sure that you tell them all your strengths and you really sell them and let them know that why you would be a good part of their team and why you could fulfill that position and why you think you deserve the position. So another thing is stay away from filler words such as a lot of people say and it really makes you sound unprofessional. You want to make sure you're confident, like I said earlier, and you know what you're talking about, and don't use it, just sound professional. Another thing is try not to move your hands around, which a lot of people do. It can be really distracting. You don't want to be distracting. You want that employer to listen to everything about what you're saying. So you want them to look back when they're thinking about who they're going to hire and remember all of your strengths and not for the girl who waves her hands in the air. You want to make sure that you're being thought of for what you need to be thought of, and you're being considered for this employment for everything you did right, and you want to make sure that you feel good about it when you leave and you tried your best. That's all that really matters, is you try your best. Make sure you are prepared and just be ready for it. And as long as you're prepared, then the interview is worthwhile. But if you're not prepared, then the interview was just a waste of your time. So just make sure you're prepared. That's the biggest thing. Be prepared and look presentable. Thanks, guys.